Hello everyone. Well, I've worked and I've worked and I've worked on these pallets, and I've decided there's got to be a better and easier way. So I got back on YouTube and took a look around and came up with a few ideas, put some together. As a matter of fact, from just one particular one, put some ideas together, and this is what I've come up with. Let me know what you think. After hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours on busting down those pallets out there, I started watching some videos on YouTube, and I come across this video where this young kid had come up with a pallet breaker, or whatever you want to call it, pry bar. And I started looking around, and I think I got the stuff to make it. So we're going to try that and see what that does. I have sacrificed 6 inches off of my cheater bar for my breaker bar for my sockets and stuff. 6 inches isn't going to make a whole lot of difference. He used a round pivot pole. I'm using a square one, but we're going to see what we can come up with on this. One thing that I have noticed, or I've come to realize, this pallet recycling can actually be hazardous to your health. I've been working on it pretty much for the last 3 or 4 days, to end up spending most of the day a couple of days ago at the hospital. Seems like breaking down pallets and recycling can give you kidney stones. Ouch! Not fun. Okay, so what I've done now is I just finished cutting out the two, I'm going to say the 2 teeth that go out on either side of the struts to lift the boards off of the pallet. And how I determined that is I went out here, I'll take you out, it's raining now, I'm hoping it's not raining too much, and I came over here to these pallets here, and I measured this distance, and that was exactly 3 inches. So I looked all over all of these and those, and to the most part I couldn't find anything more than that, so I just decided that gap needed to be 3 1/4 inches. That way it gives me room in case they do get bigger, but yet they're still, and I'm sure, like right down there, that is going to be a little bit bigger, maybe, who knows, I don't really know. So, because there's just too many of them to worry about, I'm going to hit it with my best shot, as Pat Benatar would say, and fire away. So we'll go back in here, and they're laying on cool concrete so they can cool down, and then I'll get them up. I'll put I pretty much wasted a cutting wheel on those. Just to give you an idea, of what we're looking at here. I took and welded these steel plates to this heavy steel tube, and now I'm putting a support here of it's medium strength angle iron, which is from a bed frame, to give me a bigger area here, welding area here for the handle tube. So I've already welded this. Believe it or not, I got some, what I consider some pretty decent welds for me. And I just spot welded this using that. That is that's a third hand, and that is remarkable. So I'm getting ready to go ahead. I'll weld this straight across, and I will lay a bead all the way across here. And from that point on, then we will hook on the handle tube. That's what I guess I'll call it. And we'll go from there and try it and see if it works. And will you look at that. For a guy who is known for burning holes while welding, I'm no professional. I'm not even close to professional, but that's some of the best beads I have burnt in a long, long time. Down here, really no exception. Well, this one over here isn't too good, but good enough for me. I'm happy with it. Now we have to start figuring out the pipe for the handle. Yeah, it's all put together. Only thing left to do here is, when I put my EMT in here, is to drill a hole through there so I can put my spring pin for a removable handle. Already tried it. I took this thing over to this pallet and I stuck it in these right here. These were in here, and stuck the handle in and just gave it a little tiny tug, and it popped them up. And some of this over here was exactly like this one, and I had to bust hiney on getting it up. And I'm also noticing it doesn't mark up the wood like my pro bars and stuff are. So we're going to go ahead and get that drilled and be back in a minute and show you just how it works. Okay, well, we got the I don't know what you want to call it, the pallet buster. Yeah, well, I'll call it that, I guess, even though that's a trade name. Okay, let's call it something differently. As of now, poof, it's called the pallet breaker upper. So I've already tried it. I found a problem with it. We got that one temporarily taken care of. We will maybe try to get a permanent fix for it too here real soon. I tried it on one of the hardest pallets that I had, and it was one that was real heavy, and it was put together by, it's like I told my wife in there, it was stapled, and it was stapled by 20 Amish men, each with a stapler, and each putting 10 staples in every joint. It's unbelievable. It was so overbuilt and over stapled that if I had tried to do it the way I had been doing it with all the other boards, it would have destroyed every good board in there. Now, I'm going to go ahead and flip this around, and I'm going to show you how this thing works, and show you what I have already accomplished or taken care of, and we'll continue from here. Here's exactly what I was talking about. Look at all these staples in every joint. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different staples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there was 6, 7, 8 staples here. Same here. Pulled them right out. Oh, what I have just noticed is this looks like this side, which are the thicker, heavier boards that I really wanted to keep, happen to be nailed. So let's see how they come off with the pallet breaker upper. Well, this is what the pallet breaker upper ended up looking like. Right there. Now, like I said, the EMT conduit pipe that I had in here first with those staples immediately bent. So this is actually a solid steel pry bar. I don't want to use that forever. I want to get a galvanized pipe for it to fit in here. That should be fairly easy to come by. But let's just see how this works so far. I found that so long as I get a tooth right next to the beam or the board that it's against, well, I have to step over here because I'm pushing that way. It's not working. There, it did. Now get this square in the middle. Try it again. Square in the middle. Square in the middle. I don't know that it can get any easier than that. To show a permanent improvement with this handle, I took out the pry bar because I found me a piece of black pipe that fit almost too perfect in there. Well, apparently yesterday when I did a segment of this, I had this camera all setting on standby because not a bit of it showed up when I uploaded it into the computer. But what we were talking about was, let me see if we can get there, this bend. Now, I know this is cold roll steel. I don't know if you can see this. Let me see if I can zoom in and so you can. Can see a real nice bend there, and up here. I know this is cold roll steel, and like I said, I bought that steel here thinking it would make decent knives, to find out that it probably wouldn't. So it's going to do this. But anyway, because it is soft, it had a tendency to bend. Now, oh, I had a great video yesterday of me beating on this and trying to get it all straightened out and everything, and just messing the heck out of my finger and all of that. But to the most part, I was asking anybody's opinion on what they thought would be a good way to stiffen these up just a bit without adding a bunch of bulk. Now, some of the devices I've seen built, you know, they got this huge steel beam, I call it, even though it was just a plate of steel. Two of them there that limited how, you know, thick the pallet could be. I need to stiffen this up so that it doesn't bend. I do not have a forge, so I can't heat it up and then quench it in order to, you know, to temper it. So what's your thoughts? One of my thoughts are, once I get it beat together, or get it beat straight somehow or another, to take this angle iron and weld that on. And then, of course, up here at the front, make it so that it actually, you know, kind of tilts back. Because right in here is where I need most of the strength. Would that be enough? I have this one, which is, what, looks about like a 3/4 inch maybe? And I also have this, which is a little bit smaller. What's your thoughts? Let me know. I'm getting ready to put this up. I'm still going to be using this, but at the same time I'm going to try to see if I can straighten that out some. Not sure how without banging up my finger again, but we're going to give it a shot. Let me know in the comments. This is Dad Homer. Alright, thank you for stopping by. Get your brains working, see if you can figure out what this is going to end up being. We sure have a whole lot more pallets to break apart. Hopefully it's going to be as good as I think it's going to be. Don't forget to subscribe, give us thumbs up, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your local pallet breaker or porter builder or anybody close to it. We hope you all have a blessed day, and you come back and see us. We'll be here. Got plenty more to do. Bye-bye.